serve your community. So I'm really grateful. And then before I start, I will just say a few prayers for my own purification. Om Agnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Vilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhupayeva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripatam maham bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gauda Bhaktavanda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare. Hare Krishna. It's a 5:10 Sunday, August 16th. We will talk about the topic holy name, which is very dear to me. As Prabhu said, is also very dear to all the devotees. You would have heard this many times, but the more we hear, the more we relish and more we take shelter. Holy name is a true friend, the best friend. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is not given any literature scripture other than the 8 verses of um, eight astakas. Asta means 8. Out of that, there's one such which I'm going to quote that is a base for our presentation today. This astakam. Nam namakari bahuda nija sarva sakti tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrishi tava kripa bhagavan mamapi duttaiva mitrisham nihat nanuragaha. O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benedictions to living beings. And thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy name. But I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. So, Prabhus, this prayer Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is talking, and this is relevant even now, even all the time to come. All the devotees practicing sadhana bhakti in International Society of Krishna Consciousness movement. So we are called as Hare Krishnas. So holy name is our life and soul wherever we go. When we say we address devotees, say Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Everything starts with the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that there is no hard and fast rule. Anybody can chant. All the names are equal. And now we use this word many times. He invested all his energies in this holy name. What does it mean? I don't know about you, but one day I was just, after many years we hearing that, one day I was meditating and said, what is that holy name? He invested all his energies. How many energies has it? What does it mean? Investing energies into the holy name. Holy name was there before. And then what is that he added? This Hare Krishna Mahamantra, before it was said that Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not change anything. He gave the same mantra in a different order. It's like if you have a circle, if you put a spot, if you ask where is the center, it depends where you see. So it's a cyclic. It's the same way. So he gave the same mantra in a different order, but he said he invested all his energies. So that is the topic today. What does it mean when he invested all his energy? Let's elaborate a little bit. The next 30 minutes, we're going to talk about Krishna has unlimited energies. So unlimited energies, they're all inconceivable. We cannot comprehend them. Without Krishna's mercy, Guru's mercy, Vaishnava's mercy, we cannot understand this. But we can try based on our endeavor, Krishna reveals it. So there are so many examples we can say how Krishna's energies can be exhibited. For example, when Yashoda wanted to see Krishna ate dirt or not. So Krishna showed his little mouth, and he showed entire cosmic manifestation in the little mouth of Yashoda Mataji. And she saw herself also in that. So this inconceivable little baby, little mouth, he shows entire cosmic manifestation, and she saw herself also in the mouth. That's inconceivable. How do we understand? We cannot understand. But only we can understand that I cannot understand is our understanding. Now, Krishna showing Virat Roop. As the battle of Kurukshetra is about to happen, both sides, the millions of people standing, Pandava's side and Kaurava's side. And then Krishna was standing, and a chariot, Arjuna was standing. He showed Vishwarup. Nobody could not see, but it's happening. Far away, Dhritarashtra was seeing because of Vidura. How does it happen? Entire cosmic manifestation manifested in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Only couple people can see it. And Krishna showing Brahma Vimochin Lila, the pastimes, we all know. I'm not going to talk about the details. I'm going to give an example so you can bring that to your consciousness. How does it Krishna works on his energies time to time? Krishna Rasa Lila is the one person, expand into many, and then that night it says for us is only few hours, but it says it's the entire span of Brahma. Billions and millions of years they spend time. It's inconceivable. Same thing, he expanded as many husbands of in Dwaraka to many goddess of fortune. And he's also expanding in our heart as super souls in every living entity. In fact, every atom. So these are the few examples what we can understand the Krishna's inconceivable energies. How does it work? For one purpose, to bring us back to him, to attract us back to his lotus feet. And then there's in few months, few weeks, we're going to start Damodar Leela, how Yashoda was trying to capture him, bind him. That's another way how Satya Sankalpa Shakti, Vibhuta Shakti, Aishwarya Shakti. These are Shaktis how first he could not be get caught, and eventually she caught him. Then she tried to bind him. So eventually all the Shaktis played as his obedient servant. And Krishna used them time to time to show his opulence. Vibhuti means his opulence. But why does it does? There's three things it is mentioned in Shastras that tusti, pusti, and samtusti. That means when we hear about his pastimes, when we chant, when we read about him, when we explain or share with others, three things happen. Tusti, which is the satisfaction. We feel happy. Because since we come from Krishna, so when we talk about him, when we connect him back again, when we connect him back as a source, which is yoga, we are automatically happy. Prabhupada gave an example. You don't have to water each a branch or each leaf or a tree. If you water the root, it automatically nourished. So that's the second. The first is satisfaction, which is tusti. Next is pusti, nourishment. When we are happy, nourishment always automatically happens. So samtusti is happiness. Satisfaction, nourishment, and happiness. Tusti, pusti, samtusti happens when we hear about Krishna, when we chant about him, when we glorify him, when we serve his devotees, anything related to Krishna. If it is done, anyabhilashita sunyam mood. That means without expecting anything in return, which is bhakti, which is free from jnana karma, but anukulena Krishna anusilanam. If we do that, this tusti, pusti, samtusti happens. Now, having said that, these also energies of Krishna. How, when I eat, if I'm hungry, if I eat, I feel nourished, I feel energetic, I can lift the things. So how this happens, that is the energy. So the material energy, which is the, like, if I'm eating rice, dal, sabji, prasad, which is offered to Krishna, that material energy is Krishna. Fire is also Krishna's energy. And I have an energy where use the combination of this, make sabji out of it, offer it to him. When I honor that, then same energy manifests into satisfaction, nourishment. Amazing how these energies works interconnected. They are one, but manifest into many ways for different purposes. So there's few examples, like few energies. I'll name it just to get a point across. Sri, potency of wealth. Pusti, which I already said, strength. Gira, knowledge. Kanti, beauty. Kirti, fame. Vairagya, renunciation. Ila, bhu, shakti. Is also called Sandhini. Urja, internal potency. which is actually expansion of Tulsi Devi. Vidya and Avidya, knowledge and ignorance. And then Hladini Shakti, internal potency. Maya Shakti, Chit Shakti, Prakriti. There are so many powerful energies which uses in Krishna's energy, which is Anima Shakti, Lagima Shakti, Prapti Shakti, Mahima Shakti, Ichita Shakti, Vachita Shakti, Prakamya Shakti, Kamya Vasita Siddhi, Chit Shakti, Avarnatmika Shakti, Prakshevatmika Shakti. So there's so many. Just to name few of them, the combination of this, it does amazing pastimes and then help serve Krishna and his devotees in his pastimes, these Shaktis. So now, why am I saying all these things? If you just think about it, what I started with the holy name, I'm talking about energies. If you connect this back to this verse I said, Nam Namakari, he said, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I invested all these energies. He has unlimited energies. He invested all these energies into the holy name. There's a key, my dear devotees. Krishna and his expansions come time to time for different purposes. In expansions, Vibhutis starts with Balaram, then like Chaturviha, again second Chaturviha, Narayana, and then Karanodaksa Mahavishnu, Garbhodaks Mahavishnu, Prodaks Mahavishnu. When it comes so many avatars, Leela avatars, uh, Purusha avatars, Yuga avatars, Manmanta avatars, all these avatars are there. They're all from Krishna and Balaram, but different purposes. When Krishna comes as Narsingadev, the same person, but he did not exhibit all of them. He exhibit certain energies to certain extent and he leave. When he come as Vamana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna, Sankarshana, Rama, Parashurama, all these avatars, the same person comes for different purposes. He doesn't exhibit these energies to certain extent, even the same person, and he go back. But when Krishna comes as a supreme personality of Godhead, original personality for all these, who is the owner of all these energies, he exhibits all of them fullest potency. That means full and 100%. But he will not do that all at the same time. All these energies, like Satya Sankalpa Shakti, when Yashodama is trying to tie him, Satya Sankalpa Shakti is no, he cannot do it. But his other Shakti, which is compassion Shakti, agreed, no. She's a devotee, which should allow her to tie Krishna. So now because of that, she could able to tie him. So that particular time, Krishna exhibited that energy, fullest potency, but he did not exhibit that energy all the time. So point is that even Krishna comes as his representatives or expansions, certain energies exhibited certain time. But when Krishna comes, he exhibited 100%, but not all the time. I hope you are with me. And now the main point here is the catch. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is non-different than Krishna, when he said a statement in his Sistastaka, I invested all my energies into the holy name. How many of us remember that? How many of us aware of that, conscious of that? When we chant Hare Krishna, all these avatars, which they did not exhibit fullest potency. Same, when Krishna comes, he did not exhibit all of them at the same time. All of them as a treasure house is in the holy name. That is the point. Little, even Praptisiddhi, I want to get what I wanted. That is in there in the holy name. Vasita Siddhi, I wish I can get that. That is there in the holy name. Ladini Shakti, Chik Shakti, Maya Shakti, Ishita Shakti, all these full potentials is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invested into the holy name. So if you may not understand, but at least on a theoretical basis, if you can understand, this holy name is the powerhouse of all potencies. Is there. It is up to us how do we tap it. It is there, it is given to us. It is there, it's a pervasive. There is no hard and fast rules. Anybody can chant anytime, anywhere, anyhow. But still, it appear to be so far away. We've been chanting for a long time, but not getting the taste. We don't have, we don't develop that divine qualities. Including myself, I'm struggling sadhana. But if you understand that theoretically, these all potencies are there in Krishna, in his holy name. So that is the first part of the presentation. So the point across what we discuss is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu invested all potencies into the holy name. Now, what we how do we access this? It is easier than said. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said the key to access these energies to serve Krishna, to please Krishna. It's pretty simple. We all know that many times we heard it. Tinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnana, amanina manadi kirtaniya sadahai. This is the key to holy name. The one who understand is very difficult, but still that is only hope. There is no magic. That is the only way. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than tree, devoid of all sense false prestige. Should be ready to offer respects to others. In such state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. Once somebody can do that progressively, consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, till the last breath, whether we get taste or not doesn't matter, but we have access to all these potencies. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave this Sastakam the key. How do we chant? For example, I'll give an analogy. I'm from South India, where I come from. In summer, it's very, very hot. Some places, even the towns and villages. So there is a way they had to bring the water out from the ground. So there's a pump. If you have the pump, you have to pump the pump in such a way that it sucks the water from the bottom so deep. But it is so dry, there is no water. So that is one of the things, its analogy Rupa Goswami uses, sadhana bhakti. So we are devoid of Krishna, and our heart is also like a dry. Somehow or other, we come in contact with devotees, have heard a holy name, or tasted prasadam, or somebody prayed for us. Its Shraddha was given, Athor Shraddha is given as an initial gift to jumpstart. When you go for supermarkets or mall, sometimes they'll give the samples for free. Then once you taste it, you like it or use it, then you have to pay for it and buy it. So like that, Krishna gives this Athor Shraddha as a rare gift of devotion, initially as a free. So like that, we acquired that Shraddha, that little water. If you put the water in the pump, now we want to pump the water, right? So you got the little water. We don't have water, but little water is there. Use the same water, pour in the pump, and started pumping. Started pumping. This water goes down. It sucks the water out. Keep pumping. This little water, it brings the big water body. The pumping process is called sadhana bhakti. The water is given, pump is given, the water is down because of sadhana. With the shraddha, the initial investment, then we do sadhu sangha, associate devotees, keep associate, and bhajana kriya, keep reading, hearing, chanting, practice devotion service. Then eventually ananta nivritti will go off. Then eventually nistha comes, a firm faith. Then we get the taste. So taste comes after all these stages. So when we're chanting holy names, to access these energies, so that we can use that energy in Krishna's service, taste is very much needed. That taste is hidden in this stage, and then eventually asakti, bhava, and prema. You all know this. I'm just giving the analogy, like, our heart is keep chanting, the chanting. More chanting brings the more chanting. The more chanting brings the more chanting. So this is how we were given a process, sadhana bhakti. So to get access to this holy name, the key was given, Trinadapi Sunichena. Now, one example, I'll take it and illustrate how this energy works. So there is a pastime in 12th canto Srimad Bhagavatam, Markandeya Rishi pastime. It's an amazing pastime. So Markandeya Rishi is actually came in the dynasty of Bhrigu, and he's also Saunak Rishi. Saunak, even those who read Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadev Maharaj heard it from Vedavyas, which he heard it from Narada Muni when he was illustrating to so many devotees. And then Sutta Goswami heard it, and then he illustrated to Saunaka Rishi. That same Saunaka Rishi has a dynasty in the past. So Markandeya Rishi come from him in the same line, the Bhrigu. So this Markandeya Rishi one day was sitting in Himalayas. It's called a river called Pushpa Bhadra. He was sitting there. He was meditating. He's a pure devotee, and is very very renounced personality. By looking at his personality, Krishna, in the form of Narayana Rishi, appeared in front of him. He was so happy to see him. So he offered a seat, offered a water, and prayed him. Then actually he asked him. So Narayana Rishi said, "I'm so pleased with you. I'm so happy. What do you want anything from my side?" He said, "I don't want anything. I'm so happy. Looking at you is my pleasure. So, but however, I do have a desire. I do have a desire. I heard about many energies you have, many potencies you have, so many things inconceivable, nobody cannot understand. Balaram is still glorifying you, and is still going on in time and immemorial. But however, I want to understand what is Maya Shakti? How does it work? How does it Maya Shakti works?" Then Narayana Rishi said smilingly, "Are you really want to? You really sure you wanted to know?" Yes, I want to. He said, "So be it." So then he said, "Okay," and then he left. And Markandeya Rishi smiled, and then he gave his alvida, and then sent off, and then he left, and he started continuing. He continued his japa. As time passing by, he was sitting there and he was doing his daily prayers, and all of a sudden, there's a big wind came. It's not like a normal wind. It's so huge, so loud. It started. Trees are uprooting, and then all of a sudden, the big clouds started forming. Black, thick clouds, and then rain started. This rain is not a normal rain. Pillars of rain started. It's like as if the devastation started. The pouring, so pouring that ocean started swelling up, and then it started covering entire earth. All of a sudden, Markandeya Rishi, what happened? This is not time from devastation. The devastation started. He started looking in front of his eyes. Everything ruined, devastated. Everything is fell in the water. Water rose. Entire 14 planetary systems filled with water. Even sky, there is no limit. He could not see anything. No ground. Everything is dark. Everything is windy. Everything is cold. He did not see which is north, which is south, where is land. He was thirsty. He was fearful. He started running. He was jumping. He was swimming. Big ocean, big waves started tossing him off. And big timingalas, like not experience Srimad Bhagavatam. Those timingalas fish is so huge. They're trying to devour him. Somehow with his mystic power, he escaped in his run. He's jumped and then started swimming here and there. Time passed. He didn't know. Is it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Saturday, or daytime, nighttime? Which month, which year? Time passed. This continued for long. He was running. He's been chased out. Many centuries passed. Millions of years passed. He was seeing the entire devastation. He was so tired. He didn't know what to do. And finally, he came to a place. He saw a little land, like little small land. On that land, there is a banyan tree. In that tree, he saw a colorful personality, and the light was blinking. So what is that? He started swimming. He ran to that, and he saw that a little baby form of Krishna, a little baby form of Krishna, and laying down on a leaf of a banyan tree. Just imagine what is the size of a leaf. Even little ant or maybe a little spider here and there can stay on the leaf. Even leaf can move. But here, Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna in a little baby form, lying on that, and then the leaf was holding on it, and his eyes is lotus petal. So enchanting. Short nose. He has jewelries. the bimba like fruit like lips. He took his toe and he started sucking. It smiley's face, looking at this Markandeya Rishi. Markandeya Rishi saw this, all this phenomena. He started running towards him. He understood who is a Krishna. He's the first person he saw after a long time. He went through the devastation. He was so bewildered. As soon as he saw it, was out of love arose from his heart. He ran towards Krishna. And then Krishna looked at him from the side glance. Krishna inhaled. It is inhaled, excuse me, Markandeya Rishi was sucked into the mouth of the little baby Krishna. And then Markandeya Rishi went into the stomach of baby Krishna. When he went inside Krishna's body, then he saw entire cosmic manifestation. He saw 14 Bhuvana Bhuva Swarga Jana Tapa Maharloka Siddhaloka Brahmaloka Atala Talatala Mahatala Rasatala Patala in one planetary system, like many planetary systems. He saw so many Vishnus, so many Shivas. He saw how the material energy works, how the Mahatattva manifestation of Bhumi, Apo, Nalokam, Manova, Buddhyavata, like in which Krishna says, earth, water, fire, ether, manifestation of that, the combination of the Kala, all this, how the manifestation of this cosmic manifestation is happening, the fire, oceans, the mountains, Prakriti. He saw all the creation, formation of Brahma, formation of Indra, formation of Shiva, formation of Chandra, this balancing of this entire cosmic manifestation on the hoods of Adisheshu. He saw entire creation. In other words, when he was out, he saw the night of Brahma, which is devastation. And he saw inside Krishna's mouth the creation. 2 days. Then again he was bewildered. And he started seeing that what's happening. Then eventually he saw himself sitting on Badrikashram in Himalayas, Pushpabhadra river, and he was meditating. He was so bewildered. Then he saw again this baby Krishna form. Then he ran towards him. As running towards Krishna, looking at him, smiling him, and as a side glance, he exhaled him. Initially was inhaled, now is exhaled. When he exhaled, he again back to the devastation again. He went through again, same. In other words, half a day of Brahma, half a day of devastation, creation. The same thing, half a day of Brahma, devastation, creation, the 2 days. In other words, 1 day of Brahma, 1 day of second day of Brahma, creation, devastation, he saw. In this entire phenomenon is going on, then he understood. Then he looked at Krishna. Then again, third time Krishna appeared in his little baby form. He's smiling at him. When he's smiling at him, the side glance, he injected the love of God into Markandeya Rishi's heart. Through the media of eyes, he received the glance of Krishna. And he understood what he asked. When he understood, then he ran towards him to catch Krishna. Suddenly everything disappeared. Krishna disappeared. Entire whatever phenomena he was looking at, everything disappeared. He saw himself sitting on the banks of the river. He was sitting right there on the banks of the river. A few minutes before, Narayana Rishi came and he gave the benediction. He was asking him, I want you to know your Maya Shakti. In the few minutes, Krishna showed entire cosmic manifestation. All the pastimes, whatever explained, the night of Brahma, day of Brahma, inside stomach, outside stomach, it's all happened in a fraction of a few seconds. Amazing, inconceivable. This is the one insignificant energy of Krishna. He was sitting right there, but entire cosmic manifestation happened in his mind. What he went through, entire phenomena, is so bewildering. That's what he wanted to experience. Krishna asked him, you really wanted to see? When he said yes, Krishna showed him. This is one, my dear devotees, one insignificant energy of Krishna. A little portion of that, Markandeya Rishi, who's a pure devotee, could not understand. It took millions and billions of years to go through that, finally understood, oh, this is what I wanted to ask him, what he showed me. By the time he realized, he was back there, right back there where he was there, as if few minutes, couple of blinking the eyes. Then he fall on the feet, on the ground, and he said, "Thank you, Krishna." Inconceivable. Nobody cannot understand this. This is the one such energy, my devotees. Krishna has unlimited energies. All are invested into the holy name. That holy name is accessible for all of us 24/7. But are we aware of that? Are we conscious about that? Are we grateful about that? It says millions of lifetimes after Bahunam Janmanamante Gnanavan Mam Prapadyante Vasudeva Sarvati Samatma Sudalava. We come in contact with devotees. And now we got an opportunity to chant holy name. And how great we should be, how grateful we should be. One devotee was saying that if you are not grateful, we are grateful. If you are not grateful, we are a great fool. So this is given, but we take things granted. So we saw things granted, and we chant in another day, other time reading Bhagavad Gita, going to temple, same. But unless we are conscious of that, invest our energy properly, we take things granted. I just want to say a couple of things here. Like, why do we do that? Because of the bad japa. We do japa in a mechanical way. And then there is also sometimes a good japa. There's few symptoms I came across, which I wanted to share with you. The symptoms of bad japa is that when we have doing the bad japa as a mechanical way, these are the things we can check ourselves as a litmus test where we are. We are our best judge. If we are honest, we are our best judge. We don't have to hear from others. We have to struggle even harder to do the same work what we did yesterday. If your japa is better, things get better. If japa is bad, even small things we have to struggle a lot. And then there are so many unforeseen problems happens. And then whatever we did yesterday, it takes more time to do the same thing again. People will not talk or behave properly with us. Level of tolerance goes down. We become irritable and angry and impatient. We find faults with others. And Krishna makes things go wrong. These are the symptoms of bad, some of them, which we can understand. When these things happen, we have to say, hey, I think I hit that at T junction, I have to turn back. And then if we again invest the time and consciousness and grateful and work on our japa, and then there is an help from within from Krishna, then you see the symptoms of good japa, which is you chant your 16 rounds, you don't know you're done. Because time, Kala is also Krishna's other energy. He expands that. You can experience the time is so short. Oh, it's already done. I just started 16 rounds, it's already done. You'll be so happy and you're ready for tomorrow. Then you want to do more rounds. You want to read more. You want to hear more. Your decision-making skills are so short. Your relationship with Krishna is getting better. Definitely your relationship with other people also will get better. Then you will get a genuine service attitude. Then you strengthen relation with the Krishna. It becomes so strong, Guru and Paramatma. Then you can perceive yourself. So these are the symptoms of good japa. So now I don't have time. So it's 5:45. If I had a time, maybe next time we can talk about it. So there's another thing which you can meditate is Kevalastakam, which is written by Leelakanta Goswami from Pancharatnam. I just want to read a couple so you understand. He's glorifying the holy name. This is how it goes. Madhuram madhurebhyopi mangalebhyopi mangalam pavanam pavanebhyopi harinameva kevalam Brahmastamba paryantam sarvamayam jagat satyam satyam punah satyam harinameva kevalam. I'll just explain these two. There is 8 of them. Sweeter than all sweet things, more auspicious than all other auspicious things, greatest of all purified things is purified things. The holy name of Sri Hari alone is everything. The entire universe, from exalted Brahma down to the lowly lump of grass, is a product of the illusory energy of the Supreme Lord. The only thing that is reality, again I say reality, the holy name of Sri Hari is everything. When I humbly request all of you, if you are ready, please read again these prayers. And it gives us so much of conviction. We can hear from the people who realize it. I may not have realization, but I can hear from the people who has realization. I can experience the same thing too, at least on a theoretical way. Hope one day become a practical and become our second nature. So we should chant with a proper mood, understand the value of Krishna, and he is there in the holy name. Otherwise, it becomes mechanical. And then process of bhakti spiritualizes our entire being, especially chanting. It's not like what I want, but it gives a pure, it frees us from the vices. And it also gives a perspective from where we see and how do we see. And we grow and transcend the dualities of the world. And having said that, now I'll just conclude a few of the points which I wanted to share, and then we can open up for the questions or comments. So, process of bhakti, there's the nine stages. So, out of the chanting is one. We should keep a reference point. As I said, bad japa, good japa is our reference point. When we know where we're hitting, started sneezing, started coughing, I know I may get fever, I should be careful. Like that, as we process, in the process, as we move forward, it gives us some indications. If you pay attention, so definitely, nobody's perfect. Even as I said, even Markandeya Rishi went through that. He learned after many centuries. Brahma had an issue, Shiva had an issue, so many devotees had an issues. So do me, so do you. But if we honestly admit, I want to get better, and there is always help, abundant help is on the way. And Krishna gives a chance after chance after chance. As long as we are honest, the key is honest and sincere and without ulterior motives. And then chanting will help us. Changing consciousness will help while we're chanting. And then we should not be perplexed. We should not be discouraged. Things happens. We fall down, that's fine. Get up and move forward. But we should not fall off from the path of bhakti. That is dangerous. We should never be in a state of helpless. No, we may be helpless. We should not be hopeless. Sorry. We should never be in the state of hopeless. That is the sign of atheism. Hopelessness is a sign of atheism. We can be helpless. Help is on the way, but we should never be hopelessness. Is chanting a devotion service will give us a hope after hope after hope. Hope against hope. We should not be disturbed. We may have a concerns, but we should not be disturbed. The bhakti is invoked in the spiritual world within the heart, and we can experience the Krishna. Even the little small things you celebrate, even little things you enjoy. When you earn prasadam, you fully honor. When you're hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, fully appreciate that. Even small things, you can connect it, you can experience it. It's not necessarily like in a yoga or dhyana or reading or jnana. If you do something, you get the result. So bhakti means and ends the same. Biggest problem in the path of bhakti is the discouragement from within with outside. So engage in those devotees who help us, who has a conviction, who has a faith, then it nourishes our faith. Tusti, pusti, and samtusti. Otherwise, what happened? Mind, because of bad japa, mind will make us criminal and is also punishes us. It says, why did you do this? When you do it, see, we did it. So it's all trick of mind. So it's a 5:48 right now. So I will end here. I just want to conclude what we discussed. So today we discussed the topic, holy name is a best friend, a true friend. We talked about holy name, which is given from Sistastakam, Nam Akarin Bahudani Sarvasakti Krishna. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is non-different Krishna. He was saying that he invested all his energies in the holy name. He did not give the new, but the same holy name. He gave changed the order. He put energies. We understand Krishna has multi energies. unlimited, is Ananta Achyuta. So we discussed some of the energies, so many energies we went in the list and some of them. And then out of that, we picked one energy. Then we talk about the pastimes of Markandeya Rishi, how that energy, when Markandeya Rishi has a desire to learn how does the Maya Shakti works, Krishna gave him experience of going through entire day of Brahma, night of Brahma, devastation and the creation. Then he gave him his darshan as a Balagopal, and then eventually he's back to the square where he started his journey and sitting meditating. He understood, oh my God, it's all happened in a fraction of a couple of minutes. And he saw 2 days of Brahma. That is the energy of Krishna. That energy is a little insignificant which experience, and all of energies, all the fullest potentials are there in the lineage. We also talked about Nilakanta Acharya, Kevalastakam, couple of verses. Holy name is very powerful, very auspicious, very pure. And then like that, I also requested you to spend some time to read these verses and also read the translation. That gives us a wonderful experience. And then also associate with the people who have similar faith and conviction. And then we also talked about bad japa symptoms and good japa symptoms. And that's a barometer for us to work on ourselves. So having said that, thank you very much. I really appreciate for all of you for kind attention. And I hope it makes some sense. I hope a little useful for you. It's just for my own purification. Thank you very much. Now back to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Naveen Krishna Prabhu, thank you. It was a wonderful session. We all need this every now and then, some kind of a boost or a revisit on holy name topic. And this was maybe an apt time for all of us, since we are nearing to Radhashtami and Radharani, who's a representation of Bhakti. So definitely this is a wonderful time where we can focus and align ourselves in our chanting, in our sadhana. So I request all the devotees now, if anyone has any questions about the holy name, so please, or anything related to today's topic, so please ask Naveen Krishna Prabhu, or any reflections or any comments to be added. So please feel free, unmute yourself and ask him, or you can share something with us.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna
Prabhuji. True, I have a quick question, Prabhuji. You have mentioned that how Krishna, the gratefulness of Krishna, and how much eager he has to take us all back to the Godhead. But you said that we all should be grateful, but sometimes we act as a great fool. So can you just explain why why one will behave in such a way? Why,
Sure.
Even though people experience, but why they knowingly or unknowingly they do that?
Good question. Thank you very much. What's your name, Prabhu?
Rajkoti Prabhuji.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. So, why is actually Krishna? Somebody asked a similar question to Prabhupada. So, what does Krishna want from me? He said, he want right now you in spiritual world. Am I ready? So we can say, no, I'm ready and this and that, but in general, most of us has so much of attachments, because the attachment is actually binding us here. So grateful. So somebody asked, what is the difference between a fool and idiot? To Prabhupada. Prabhupada gave a wonderful answer. Fool means doesn't know or she doesn't know. Idiot means they know it, but they don't want to follow. So this that nature is called avidya, because I don't know. I don't even know what I don't know. So that's one of the reasons, even though somebody said nectar is so nice, tasty, but I don't want to try. Right? So that's the reason when we become a grateful, that means understand, I don't know, but I wanted to know. When somebody gives me, then and I apply it, then I experience it, and then I want to share with others. That only happens when we are grateful. Mother Earth said, I cannot bear a person who is ungrateful. So, gratefulness is a penultimate step of humility. It says nobody cannot storm into spiritual world without humble or meek. So, humility is something very high, but it is gratitude a step before. We can be thankful. So, I'm thankful for Prabhu gave an opportunity to talk. You can be thankful for mother. Somebody can be thankful for the country. Somebody is thankful for Mother Nature. At least something we can practice from. Gratitude is the essence. That creates a fertile ground for consciousness to evolve. That's the reason if we are not grateful, even for even materially, even anything, so our heart becomes hard-hearted. That's the reason we become grateful. Grateful to understand what they have. It's called avidya. They don't. This is ignorance. Once ignorance becomes knowledge, which is the light, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, and that ignorance becomes knowledge, vidya, and then we can understand, apply, and appreciate. Then we become grateful. So then why it happens? It's an individual choice. Krishna says in Gita, Ichcha dvesha samutyena dvanda mohena bharata. There's the two reasons, my dear Rajkoti Prabhu. Ichcha dvesha. Ichcha means desire, dvesha means hatredness. In the spiritual world, when we are there, we develop this why Krishna, why not me? So that's a desire that came out of envy. That's the reason we came here to fulfill that envy, whatever the desire separately enjoyment Krishna. That's what we are doing all these things, life after life after life after. That's the reason we are food. So when we understand, connect back as a yoga back to the Krishna, then we'll become grateful. So it's such an individual choice, but somehow or other in this lifetime, me or maybe you have done your many lifetimes in the past. So we made the conscious decision to connect back. When we connect back, this foolish nature, which is avidya shakti, will become a vidya shakti, which is a gnan. Then we coming back to the aladani shakti, which is a holy name. Connect back to Krishna. I hope it addresses your question.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful answer.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for a wonderful class. This is Nishkinchan Nitai Das. So, Prabhuji, I have a question regarding the sixth canto which talk about the holy name in context of Ajamil. So there is one shloka saying, like, stop them, Helanameva. That means just by musical entertainment, just by, if you call the holy name of the Lord, all our sins will be eradicated. And they use the word like parihasyam also, because if you do like some jokingly say holy name, so is that when we preach to the new people, always we should back up this with the seven offense of holy name, that we have to tell them this is there, but seven offense is that don't commit mistake on the, just to eradicate, don't use holy name just to eradicate your sinful act. So is that if you use that thing, is that we minimize the meaning of that shloka, or always we have to back up, we have to make sure, is it necessary?
No problem. A good question. Thank you. So those who have kids, we use this analogy. When I was born, first 2 years, 3 years, they spend time with the mommy and daddy, and then third or fourth, then they send it to play school, right? When they send it to play school, what is their intention? What they do in play school is they sleep and play and watch some cartoon and come home. So our intention is not to send them to be like that all the time. Our intention, bring them to this social culture, and then relate with other people, and then get the discipline of going to school. And then from the preschool, eventually kindergarten, first grade, second grade, eventually, right? Like that, when we start preaching to the new people, we don't bring. When Prabhupada came, he never started deity worship. He never started Srimad Bhagavatam classes. He never started holy. Started first simple relationship, holy name, prashadam, and slowly introduce the do's and niyama and agraha. We should do the same thing too. So first preaching, somebody asked my spiritual master, what is preaching? He said it's stuck in my mind. Preaching is not to establish religious principles based on dharma and then defeat them make them you're wrong, I'm right. That means operation successful, patient is dead. That is not the purpose. Preaching is that understand who is the person, what is his background, her background, where he's coming from, what is the state of consciousness they have. First, we have to listen, talk to them, and find out, if possible, make their faith strong. If it further possible, take them one more step close to Krishna. Krishna says in Gita, in one chapter, you have no right to disturb other person's faith. So that's the reason it comes. If you chant better japa, Prabhu, Krishna gives knowledge and then tools, discrimination capacity, and how do you present desa kala patra, what to say, when to say, how much to say, what to say. And then it may not work for the same with others. Each person is different. So that's the reason we have to meditate. What is that person? Where is that person? And how can I help this person to go close to Krishna? For that, whatever is needed. If the person is ready, go with the full-fledged Srimad Bhagavatam verses. If he's not ready, use analysis. What this person is ready, where they're. So that comes with the maturity. So I hope that answers the question.
Yes. Thank you very much, Prabhu. It's clear now. Thank you.
I think it is already 6 o'clock now. So on behalf of ISKCON Boston, we appreciate your time, Prabhu, and it was the last minute. Thank you for accepting our request as always. But we would definitely love to get in touch with you later. On behalf of this entire ISKCON Boston congregation and the devotees, the community, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to you, Naveen Krishna Prabhu. Thank you. So let us express in a traditional way by chanting one Haribol to Naveen Krishna Prabhu. Haribol.
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 Hare Krishna.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for giving me an opportunity to serve you. I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I think whoever is down in the temple room, please open your Zoom, and then we can start the Kirtana. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Okay, I'm going down. Maybe I'll open up the Zoom. Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami.
Saraswati Deve Karavani Pracharini Nirvishesha Punyavadi Pasata Desatarini
Jaya Jaya Gorachande Arati Kashobha
Nikrataya Dvaitastini Vata Satgara कोटि चंद्र जीने वदन उज्ज्वल कोटि चंद्र जीने वदन उज्ज्वल
Sorry, His Divine Grace, Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnu Paramahamsa Parivajapacharya Astotra Satya Srimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Nam Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gaur Gopinath Shamakund Radha Kund Gir Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Navadvip Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Ki Jai. Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Tulsi Devi Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Samaveta Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Gopi Vallabha Ki Jai. Goga Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Prabhupada.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
नरसिंहदेव भगवान की प्रहलाद महाराज की गोल रखेंगे
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna.